And again, I am totally not knocking post photographs. I want a picture with all of us looking at the camera just as much as the next person. I'm just saying that there is a point in which your quest for that photograph can really impact your day in a negative way. Some of the least loving times I've ever felt was trying to get photographs like that. So, yes, if I could serve you in any way this holiday, it would be to try to take a little bit of that pressure off in terms of getting the shot and having things look a certain way. Help Me See is a podcast that redefines the word vision through vulnerable and real conversations, my own private introspective ramblings about the things that I think about in the wee hours of the morning, and my deep core belief that your nothingness is your everything, and all you have to do is see. I'm Bianca Mora. I'm your host. I am an educator, a photographic artist, and I believe that your daily photo habit can be the key to unlocking the ability to be more present in your everyday life and live deeper into your intention and purpose. We're not about the small talk here. Grab your coffee, get cozy, and let's talk. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Help Me See. So, it is the week before Christmas, or the week of Christmas for those of you that do celebrate Christmas. Whatever you celebrate, no doubt there is a lot going on as we wrap up this year. And for this episode, this one will be short and sweet. Just something that I like to offer is the idea that we can release the pressure, at least the pressure that comes with taking photographs on this holiday, on this special day where we're with loved ones, if we aren't normally with loved ones, if you're not with loved ones, feeling the pressure with that. There's a lot of complexities that show up heightened on holiday occasions and around family and not around family. And I think that photography and feeling the pressure to document it definitely plays a role. And I, oddly enough, I'm not immune to it. I definitely want pictures on Christmas as well, but I also find myself on holidays feeling the least amount of pressure to get the photographs because I know that the pictures that are kind of like the hardest to get, the ones with everyone looking, the ones where my boys aren't completely a mess yet and all of that, those are really not the important ones when it comes down to it. And so I'm really quick to release the pressure of that when not participation happening or what have you. Instead, I want to give a couple ideas for different kind of low pressure, relaxed ways to document your holiday. So I'm going to read off a list of some things. I actually made this as a freebie. I'm going to put the link in the show notes and you can download it there if you want. It's in a little checklist form. But I called it the not so obvious but oh so important holiday memory checklist. And here are a few ideas. This one is something that I talked about a little bit on my last episode because I do this often, not just around the holiday, but I say to actually use your audio app, your voice memo app on your phone to record if you have kids, putting your kids to bed, or if you have a partner and you're going to bed, the little conversations that happen the night before Christmas or whatever you celebrate. Because you never really know what's going to come up. And even if you don't have a partner and you don't have kids, if you have pets, if you have whatever, just like the little things that you don't think about, that you mutter. I think that these are way more special than we realize. And anytime, I mean, there are definitely times where I'll record little conversations when I'm putting my son to bed. That's, yeah, how do I put this? I don't know, anticlimactic or very like babbly, or very much so me saying, lay back down, head on the pillow, head on the pillow. Okay, it's time to go to sleep. I'm laughing. I'm like, well, this isn't exactly warm and fuzzy. But then there are other times, oh, I'm sure that I will find fuzziness in that later, like much later, like in due time. But there are times where I'll be recording just to be recording, and he'll say the sweetest thing, and I feel like I've just struck gold. So definitely using the audio app to record some conversations that you have, because it also takes away the pressure of feeling like you have to look a certain way or disturbing the moment. Super, super discreet. Another one is when you are taking a family photo, start snapping before everyone's ready and keep taking after you got the shot. The unprepared shots, they are definitely so much more indicative of what it actually felt like to be there. So I encourage you to be sneaky and start taking and don't stop taking so that you can get some of that real life footage. Take screenshots of whoever you're FaceTiming on your holiday. I take screenshots all of the time. I do both screenshots, and also now on FaceTime, there's that button where you can take photographs. But when you do that, you don't have yourself in the photograph as well. So I like to do a little bit of mix of both, because if I'm FaceTiming them on the holiday, it's obviously an important connection, and they weren't able to be there in person. So that's really important. If laughter erupts at the table, you can take a snapshot of that. No need to prepare everyone. If the kids won't stay still for a photo, try taking a video of them as well. And then later when you're watching the video, you can take screenshots of stills for whatever is a moment that feels like something that you want. A photo of the epic mess after the gathering or the gift opening. It's your proof of a good time. A photo and a video of something that you think is beautiful that most might not see. I feel like we all can resonate with this. There are times where you zone out and find yourself thinking about something amongst the chatter. And I think those moments are us dropping into presence in our own bodies and grounding into an experience, regardless of what the experience is about. So yeah, don't be afraid to take some time for yourself during the craziness and the busyness of the day. And if there's a photo of something that could represent that can be a breadcrumb for you, for yourself, doesn't have to make sense to anyone else, then take a photo. But again, no pressure. Take a photo in a moment where you feel content, wherever and whenever that might be. Maybe that is you sitting by yourself enjoying the morning coffee. Maybe that is after you crawl into bed and you are all talked out and you are just so happy to be alone. Whatever it is. And it doesn't have to be of you either. It should be of anything. And if you're really struggling, take a picture of what it is you're seeing, like from your vantage point. For instance, if that were me right now, it would be a picture of this hue light that I stare into often. When I'm in my basement, I have this like really warm glow of a hue light. I don't feel the need to go back at this point in my life and look at most of the photographs I've taken. But every once in a while, if I'm scrolling through and I notice a moment or a situation or a memory that I took a picture of that I forgot about, and that picture reminded me, I get such a sense of comfort. And it really helps me to keep up this practice and not let it fall by the wayside. Okay. And then the freebie also has this, this little conclusion at the bottom. And I'm just going to tell you, spoiler here, if you want an actual PDF of this, then go download the freebie from the show notes. But after you take these photos, I tell you to close your eyes and get really quiet, and then think about it being next Christmas or the Christmas after that or the Christmas after that. And then open your eyes and look at those photos, the ones that you just took this year. Really look at them. It's like this really weird magic trick that we always have access to that's so easy to forget. But these things that feel so meh or mundane or boring or we don't like the way we look, or I don't know, whatever it is, if we close our eyes and take a few deep breaths and really let ourselves think about what our life might be like in 10 years, and then we open our eyes and look at the photos in front of us, they feel different. It's a really important exercise. All right, I think that's what I have for you. I'm so tired. My whole freaking house has been knocked down with sickness. It's just been a wild last 2 months. And yeah, I don't feel like I'm ready for Christmas. We did some decorating and my son was so happy and that made me feel really good. But yeah, I give you these ideas of, different things to photograph because I love the idea of taking the pressure off of a forced scenario of getting everyone together, of looking a certain way, and kind of really redirecting our attention to what really matters to us and documenting the different nuggets in our day that are the most real and ease-filled. And again, I am totally not knocking post photographs. I want a picture with all of us looking at the camera just as much as the next person. I'm just saying that there is a point in which your quest for that photograph can really impact your day in a negative way. Some of the least loving times I've ever felt was trying to get photographs like that. So, yes, if I could serve you in any way this holiday, it would be to try to take a little bit of that pressure off in terms of getting the shot and, having things look a certain way. If you're ever in a moment and you find yourself getting like, oh, it's not looking like how I want, or oh, it's not XYZ the way I expected, think about what might it look like to bounce off this constraint? Like, what might it look like if this thing that's pissing me off right now is actually the thing that would lead me to something even better? I talk about this in this new course that I'm creating, and it's a lot of it is around thriving in constraint and how, for instance, I love like if I'm in a tight space or there's a lot of stuff around, and that constraint really helps me to look closer and get closer and find the more intimate details that might have gotten lost if the space was like huge and beautiful and I was really romanced by the interior design and what have you. So, when tensions are running high and you're feeling any sort of way that you don't want to be feeling, I invite you to consider thinking about, what is this thing that's pissing me off helping me see more of? Also, I'm totally not on a high horse here. It's hard for me to think that clearly in the moment when I don't have a camera in my hand, actually, when it's real life and it's not about making a photograph per se. I think I just need to walk around holding my camera. Maybe it'll be like my form of like a binky or something. Help calm me, help center me in all that I do. Anyway, I hope that you have a beautiful holiday. I hope that you have been having a beautiful holiday. I hope that you stay healthy. I hope that you take some photographs that really help you feel seen in your own life. We don't have to wait for other people to see us. We could see ourselves, and we can find great joy and comfort and validation in that. So I hope you take a picture that feels really good to you. Doesn't matter what it's of or what it looks like. Okay. Talk soon. Talk to you next week. Enjoy.